What just happened?
I just killed you.
We were playing what?
Big Angry Monsters.
Big Angry Monsters, and you are?
Anthony Carrillo.
And this game is going to be coming out on Kickstarter.
Yep.
Okay, and I might release this video around that time or so on. Tell us about Big Angry Monsters.
Big Angry Monsters is a game where giant monsters are destroying each other and the city around them, all to be the last monster standing.
Okay, so we were fighting over the city. What was this before? A park?
I can't remember. That was the Spire building.
Okay, and it would add extra damage
Yes.
if you do a suplex.
Yeah, if you throw or suplex onto that building, you would take an additional damage because of the spike on the top of it.
Okay, so when the game started, we came in on an empty area. I actually started on something like a park, which turned to rubble.
Yep.
So there is this mechanic of you are actually fighting on a grid. It's orthogonal.
Yeah, where no diagonal movement.
Okay, I was playing this monster, and this monster is kind of special to you. Who is this monster?
That is Yobtar.
Yobtar, and
Yep.
Yobtar backward is Rat Boy.
Yep.
And
It's my nickname since high school.
okay. All right, and Yobtar just got killed. We started with 10 health.
Excuse me.
We fought, we got battered. Dave is this monster here, this giant ape. Yep. Tell us a little bit more. I mean, I know the video is awesome. I saw the Kickstarter video already. It's going to be awesome. Tell us more about the game.
The whole point of the game, the reason I came up with it is I love like fighting my friends, and I wanted like a quick, fun game that could be very competitive and strategic at the same time. That doesn't take a long time. Like the game we just played, it was like about 20 minutes to kill each other. And the map is going to be different every time because a lot of the strategy is building the map every turn, so you never play on the same map every game. I'm also going to be coming up with some cool custom scenarios that are going to be in the book, and then also I'm having developed a computer application to let you do it digitally.
Oh,
so
okay.
That I got one of my friends is helping me develop.
Now these Pathfinder players over here are speaking up. So we're here at the Las Vegas Comic Expo. You're showing the game off.
Yep.
Can we see some of those other monsters?
Yeah, I've got
now the art for them is complete for these other monsters.
Yes, this is all complete monsters. Now Yobtar is actually going to be a stretch goal monster to get released. The 4 base monsters in the game are going to be Dave, who is an homage to one of my friends from high school. Nosh Aknug, which is a hot pink Cthulhu. Human Scrapper, the robot. And Kaipora, the giant kaiju dinosaur with 4 arms.
Now you were telling me that the artist who did this,
yes,
his name was?
His name is Jared Moratis,
okay,
of Beast Pop Artworks.
Yes, but something's come up. He does have to step back a little bit from the project.
Yep. He's finished the monsters for me, and then I have somebody else picking up the cards and the tiles.
Okay.
And her name is Squeegee Monster. Her name's Katie.
Katie, okay.
Her full name.
Squeegee Monster.
Yeah.
Okay. And also we know that the dice are changing.
Yeah, the dice and the
you're taking out
and the power cards are all changing.
You're taking out the miss.
Yeah,
so a miss is a hit. It's just going to get a lot more brutal. You have power draining as a basic sort of attack. That is the right icon right here, right?
Yeah, the red
and this
one.
is to gain power.
Yep,
and
green is gain power.
As it stands, we also have levels. You go up in levels, and that opens up other moves. What else was there besides the suplex?
You could do suplexes and throws.
Throws.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's the glare.
And then
there's the power.
To get to the highest level, you actually gain an extra die every turn. So you have more dice to roll, and you actually have more movement every turn to roll. And your super moves cost less power to show that you're like in this awesome super form.
Now, one of the things I thought was pretty neat so far is there's also some other things that happen. Explain the fire.
So in the game, like if you were fighting next to each other, you did a suplex move and you threw the monster into the fire, they're not only going to take the damage you did to them, but also the additional damage from the fire.
And that's 1 damage.
1 extra damage. Now, if the building was up, you would actually take the damage, an extra damage for hitting the building, and then an extra damage for hitting the fire.
Okay.
Now that Spire building actually does 3 extra damage because you hit the spike for the extra damage, you hit the building for the damage, and then it turns to fire for 3 damage. So that's one of the most brutal buildings in the game.
Let's talk about healing in the game.
The only way to heal in the game is there's two ways really. Is destroying the buildings that have health. In the final version, it's actually going to be hearts, and it's going to be a lot cleaner than this.
Okay.
But by destroying the buildings that give health, or there's only a few cards in here that heal. I didn't want a lot of healing because I felt it dragged the game along.
Okay.
And I just wanted it to be quick and fun, so you can play again.
Okay, I think I spot another healing area.
Oh,
what about this?
The nuclear power plant is also a special building. As once it's destroyed, it turns into the nuclear waste, and when you start or end your turn on the nuclear waste, you actually gain power.
Now this is just a prototype, but it takes 4 damage to destroy it. Here I see where you get the 5th power down below. You wrote it in. Okay. You flip it over. Now if you land here, what happens?
If you stand on that, if you start or end on the nuclear power plant, you gain 1 extra power.
Okay.
To buy the cool upgrade cards.
Okay, and the cool upgrade cards have names so far, but right now it's very early prototype.
Yeah. Some better cards for what they're gonna look like.
Yeah, this is what you're actually kickstarting, is getting cool artwork.
Finishing the artwork.
Okay.
I have all the cards are done. I feel like it's pretty balanced. I just needing to help finish pay for the art.
Should I recognize this back logo?
No, JT actually did that one, but
They're playing a game over here. What are they playing? Hey.
Yeah.
And you'll recognize those guys from the video and the Kickstarter as well.
Yeah, this is the real back of the card. This is the final art for the back of the cards, which is going to be used. So.
All right. Hey, good luck on the Kickstarter.
Cool. Thanks,
it looks great.
Yep.
And I think you're going to do really awesome. Now, what do you call it?
Big Angry Monsters.
Or?
BAM.
BAM.
Yeah.
Thanks.